they were debating that I could be on a special ed.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no, because I want to be with my rest of my friends. So I said no.
For the people who think I can't keep up with the work or the speed of a class, well, prove to you, you guys are wrong. I am right. I have done it. I faced it.
I was scared to hell because I thought, like, it's going to affect me, affect us, and affect my other friends too.
Hey friends, welcome back to Think Inclusive, real conversations about building schools where every learner belongs. I'm your host, Tim Villegas. Today's episode is about using your voice to advocate for inclusion and disability rights. And we couldn't have better guests to talk about it. We're joined by Audrey Presby and Jeremy Fraser, co-hosts of the Audrey and Jeremy Show, founders of Down Syndrome Rocks, and passionate self-advocates. They've been really busy, like really busy, from speaking out in Washington, D.C. about Medicaid, to appearing on MSNBC and the BBC, to being featured on the Jumbotron in Times Square for the NDSS Buddy Walk. Audrey and Jeremy are showing the world what it means to lead with courage, love, and purpose. In this episode, we talk about their journey as childhood friends turned couple, their mission to educate others about ableism and inclusion, and how they're using their podcast to amplify voices and celebrate abilities. Whether they're interviewing world changers or speaking to students in schools, Audrey and Jeremy are building a future where everyone belongs. Before we meet our guests, I want to tell you about our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by IXL. IXL is an all-in-one platform for K-12 that helps boost student achievement, empowers teachers, and tracks progress in one place. As students practice, IXL adapts to their individual needs so that every learner gets just right support and challenge. And each student gets a personalized learning plan to close gaps. Check it out at ixl.com/inclusive. Again, that's ixl.com/inclusive. Quick production note, this interview took place over 2 sessions, months apart. The first part is before Audrey and Jeremy went to DC to talk with legislators about Medicaid cuts. The second part is them talking about their media tour. Okay, all right, here we go. After a quick break, it's time to Think Inclusive with Audrey and Jeremy. Catch you on the other side. Audrey and Jeremy, welcome to the Think Inclusive podcast.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here.
It definitely is. Sounds good.
I love talking with podcasters. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And I know that you have a podcast and you have a show called the Audrey and Jeremy Show. You have amazing shirts that you're wearing. So whoever wants to go first, can you tell us, our listeners, about your story and why you started your podcast?
Yeah, of course. So me and Jeremy have been friends since we were kids, like childhood friends. We started to go on a bunch of different stages of that until we started to date for almost 3 years. You want to talk about our podcast?
Sure. So basically, our podcast is really interesting because a lot of people think that our podcast we have different people with different fields, and we have like a great team. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and you talk about really cool stuff. I think the last episode, well, I don't know if it was an episode, you were talking about like Medicaid funding, which is like, yeah, which is a really confusing, right? It's a really confusing topic, but you just went ahead and you talked about it because you want people to know about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. So y'all are still dating?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So you grew up. So you were childhood friends. Um, you're dating. You have a podcast. Um, you seem like you're really busy. Like what else are you doing? Like what? Like this. I don't. This isn't your full time job, is it?
Well, it's part of our job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Well, also advocates. So we are like public speakers for different events. We have just a lot of amazing opportunities. One time, me and Jeremy did a talk about ableism at a elementary school in Irvine, which is the one of the cool things that we done. So we talked to kids about when you have a disability and there's somebody who can't, that assume that a person with a disability can't do something, but they can,
Mm-hmm.
is kind of what we talked about there. We're going to Washington this week. We leave Sunday.
yeah.
So we're going to talk to like the government about its wanting to cut out Medicaid for somebody like us with a disability that has to be covered with Medicaid because it covers our insurance, our medicine, and to right to have organ transplants for somebody else.
Very
so we're going to
important.
talk to them about that.
Very, very important. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You talked about going to a school in Irvine. So that means, do you both live in California?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm originally from Pasadena, California.
Oh, that's cool. I have a cousin that lives up there.
Cool. I've got a couple. I'm part of Club 21, so I've got a couple of my team members lives in Pasadena.
Jeremy, have we met before? I feel like we've maybe met because I've been at Club 21. You know
Yeah.
what? Have I met both of you? Hold on a second.
You look familiar.
Yeah.
You do.
I
look
think
familiar.
this is so
Oh my
I
god.
cannot actually believe this. Hold on a second. I think that I interviewed you at Club 21 at Lake Avenue Church. This was years ago. Can I share
Oh,
Can I show you something? Hold on a second.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is like really
Oh
random.
my god. Oh my god. What a small world.
What is happening? I know.
Wow.
Okay, hold
What
on.
a smart world.
Hold on. Is this y'all? Is this y'all? Hold on a second. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm making this up. Hold on.
It has to be
Hold
a-
on. Hold on. Hold on.
Me? I'm going to talk about something.
Okay. Okay. Do you see this picture
Yeah.
Yeah.
of me holding a microphone? So this was at the Club 21 conference. When was
Yes.
it? This was 2023. So this is a couple of years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Like 2 years ago.
Is that one? Is that you? Is it one? Is that one of you?
That's
Is
both
that
of us.
Jeremy right
Yeah,
there?
that's both of us.
Yeah, that's literally both of us.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my-
Y'all.
Oh my god. He's
How did I
dying.
not know
Yeah,
this?
That's laughter.
This is awesome.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
What a small
Wow.
world.
What a small world indeed.
Yes.
Okay, we're going
That
back
is
here.
awesome. That's awesome.
Okay.
That's
This is so cool. I'm so happy. This is like even better than I ever thought it would be to be able to speak with both of you again. And that you're doing such cool stuff, promoting, awareness about Down syndrome, but also, against ableism, and just putting all of your content out there so people can, learn about, that disability is not a scary thing, right? It's not
Yeah.
it's not a bad word. So anyways, okay, we'll keep going. I really am, I'm floored right now. So here we go.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about your school experience. So how did your time in school affect how you think about inclusion and why that's important?
Well, I think inclusion is important so people can feel equal in classes and the community.
Well said.
And for me, yes, it's important because it felt like you're part of the team and belonging. And I also, every time, it made new friends every single time. And I learned that's okay, that everyone learns differently because everybody has unique, like people with disabilities, it's okay to learn differently. That everyone has unique ways of learning.
Yeah, absolutely. So true. And so I'm wondering if you have an example of something that helped you and make your education more inclusive.
Okay, it helped when teachers believe in me because sometimes they don't feel like they believe me sometimes or not. Um, Taking extra time on the tests and charts. It's important to take some time to on a test or charts, kind of your modifying test and support of an aid. I had an aid through, and I had a aid since kindergarten to preschool, and then afterwards all the way to middle school and all the way to high school. So
Yeah.
I also had an A through school too. It's not like a kindergarten. It's like a middle school, elementary school to high school. I had arthritis when I was growing up.
Hmm.
That comes with a lot of like weather changes, and that would like mess up my every joint in my body. That I would
Yeah.
get stiff and I can't move them. So at the time when that happened, I had like an index to me taking my notes for me, so I didn't have to do it. And just narrate what they said, or narrate what like my homework and stuff is.
Right. Yeah. That's like an accommodation, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, yeah, really needed. And I just want to point out that, it sounds like y'all were included in regular classes. Is that right?
Well, kind of, yes.
Okay. I mean, as much as,
Yeah,
yeah.
I tried. Yeah.
I tried my best, honestly, because they were debating that I could be on a special ed.
Hmm.
And I said, no, because I want to be with my rest of my friends. So I said no.
Yeah, I had a few teachers that wanted me to put me in a special class. So they would give me a bunch of work, like
Hmm.
homework, to see if I couldn't do it or do it, and I did it. Because their standards are not that high. They just assumed because I had a disability that I should be in a class with everybody else with the same or different disability.
Hmm.
So I will learn a little slowly. I was me and my mom both were fighting for the right that I can stay in a normal classroom with all my friends that I grew up with. And so over time, when I graduated high school, I did a speech. I didn't really say the teachers' names, but I kind of put the point at that time, saying that for the people who think I can't keep up with the work or the speed of a class, well, I prove to you you guys are wrong. I am right. I have done it. I faced it. Here I am today, finally graduating from high school. It felt really good at the time to say that, and it did.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad that you did speak up. Both of you spoke up about what you wanted, right? What you wanted in school, to be with your friends, to learn what everyone else is learning. I think that's so important. And I hope that the educators and the people that are listening and watching this episode will remember that just because you have a disability doesn't mean that you have to be in a special education classroom learning, way below the grade level standards. And it sounds to me like there's probably a lot more people like you out there wanting to be included, and they just, maybe they don't have the skills yet to advocate, to be in general education.
Yeah.
And that's important. I went through that, and my mom and I were like discussing about it. And my mom didn't say anything at all. I'm the only one who can speak up for myself. But so I did. So I tell my teachers that helped me through a lot, because I've been through a lot since school. In a way that in high school I didn't have any friends, and now I found my friends. I was hanging out with them doing school. I was there for a couple hours doing homework done, and I was like, wow, that's like, it's hard. Like, people with disabilities is staying at school at the point to educate them to pursue what they become. Like, in high school, you can't find that, but in college, you could.
Yeah, I think maybe college is a little bit more accepting.
Yeah.
And especially the way that high school is right now, because just bottom line, there just aren't a lot of inclusive high schools, right?
Yeah.
They're out there. I think that they are out there, and definitely some of the districts that we work with, as an organization, and our colleagues in other states, have schools that are very open, and accepting of people with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
But, imagine, I guess here's where I'm going with this. Like, it sounds like you found friends and belonging, after high school. Like, not that you didn't have friends, right? But
Yeah.
like, you really stepped into, your own independence and voice after high school. But imagine if you had all of that support that you needed when you were in school, how much more, how much better it would have been for you.
Yeah.
A lot of educators listen to and watch this podcast. So what are some tips that you could give teachers and school leaders to make schools better for students with disabilities?
I would definitely say encourage inclusion, make the student with a disability to be part of the class, make them feel comfortable, and make sure they like to be kept up with the speed of the rest of the class.
All right, great tips. What about you, Jeremy?
I have a few, four, but one of them is believing in us, because a lot of people especially believing is a big word. Just like all intellectual disabilities, not just Down syndrome, but with and it's hard for people to do that. My other one is related to it. Use different ways to teach, because in a way that a different point of view, it's a teacher sitting there and articulate on how we want to teach the class. Be patient and kind, because that's important to be patient for teacher to be patient, because a lot of people with intellectual disabilities, and not just people with disabilities, but with teachers itself, they will probably teach in a way that they want to be taught. And the last one I would say, celebrate in our progress. And because celebrate is a big word for people with all intellectual disabilities, to celebrate who they become as adults.
Fantastic. Great, great tips. And what I'm hearing you both say is, like, the mindset of the teachers and the educators it's really important for them to believe that you belong in their classroom. And that really resonates with me and our audience, because when we're working with schools and districts who want to be more inclusive, a lot of times, they want to jump to the how, like, okay, what is it going to look like for a student with Down syndrome or, autism to be in a classroom? How am I going to modify lessons and all that stuff? But one of the biggest barriers to even before we get to the how is why it's important for students with disabilities, no matter what the disability is, why it's important for them to be present in the classroom. And so when we talk about inclusion, right, we talk about, first, you have to be there to be included. Like,
Yeah.
You have to be included in the classroom. And then once you are included, once you're physically present in the classroom, then we can think about, how is the student going to participate and learn in that classroom? What are they going to be doing? Are they going to be working on the same thing as everyone else, or they're going to be in the corner, coloring with a one-on-one paraprofessional, which is not inclusion, right? That's not what we want. We want the student to be included and doing everything that everyone else is doing, and then also feeling like they are a member in that class and feel belonging. So that's all the kinds of things I'm hearing from you, and really great tips. So I really appreciate that. Anything else that you wanted to mention as you're talking to teachers before we move on?
Just be okay if they open up to you a little bit. Like, you have to start the class easy and then work your way into something that they feel more comfortable working on.
For me, I'll probably say open-minded, because a lot of teachers are not very open-minded, because they will probably talk really fast during the class.
Yeah, and they probably don't understand what they're saying.
And you don't know what they're saying. It's kind of hard to articulate. That's why some people with all the Down syndrome, and not just Down syndrome, all the intellectual disabilities, they have an aid to support them in a way that articulate to the teacher.
After the break, we'll hear Audrey and Jeremy share powerful insights from their school experiences, their advocacy work in Washington, and their reflections on inclusion and belonging. This show is produced by the Maryland Coalition for Inclusive Education, MCIE. MCIE partners with educators and school systems to promote authentic inclusion, foster change, and support the implementation of inclusive practices, whether it's district-wide transformation, customized learner planning, or professional learning and coaching. MCIE walks alongside educators every step of the way. And here's the best part. Our work begins with a conversation. So, if you're ready to create schools where every learner belongs, visit mcie.org to get in touch and start that conversation today. Audrey and Jeremy, welcome back to the Think Inclusive podcast. How are you all doing today?
We feel really great.
Great.
Yes, I feel great to myself.
Awesome. Well, it's been a few months, I think, since the last time we talked, and I wanted to have you back on because you have done so much in your lives. You've been so busy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's just name off a few things that you've done, and you tell me about it. So you went to Washington, D.C. to speak up
Yeah.
for Medicaid. What was that like, and why was it important to you?
Well, I loved it a lot. One, I get to talk to the Congress people about cuts to Medicaid. Also, I'd never been to Washington before, so that was my very first time. And to be honest, it was actually really cool.
It is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw a lot of the statues and stuff. So I saw like President Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln.
So cool.
There was probably some other ones, but I think those are the only two that came into my mind. But
And modification.
it was really cool.
Yeah. What about you, Jeremy?
I had a cool experience. I never been to Washington, D.C. It was my first time. It's really cool to talk to politicians about Medicaid and it's going to affect our lives. And yeah, it's been a cool experience to just see different things and see what they are doing. So
Yeah. What was their response like when you talked about Medicaid? Um, was it a good experience? Do you feel like they understood what you were trying to say and that they were on your side?
Well, they did agree with us on a few points,
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which was good because since me and Jeremy were like a couple and we're both on it together, we each took turns to like speak for different parts of it to like break it down so they can understand
Mm-hmm.
what we're going through. And hearing that they heard us talking about how important it is to us too that we have it.
Yeah.
Because it also covers our health insurance,
Mm-hmm.
our staff, and all the things we've been up to have an independent life. So I thought that was cool just to talk about it. I never talked to them before, so that was kind of cool to talk about it with them.
and for me, I think it's cool when our group mentioned where we talked. They did like a few points. It's really interesting because I never talked to them either. Because it was a cool experience to just talk to them and what its effect in our lives and seeing like it's really hard that if they pass and it's gonna hurt really hurt the doctor community.
Yeah. So you went to Washington, D.C., and you were also on MSNBC talking about the big, beautiful bill. What did you want people to learn from that interview?
Well, it's a pretty big word, so I can kind of understand that it's difficult for a lot of people. The big, beautiful bill affects everybody with a disability. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vote vote no because our benefits are keep our benefits all and
Yeah.
And I think for me, I'm going to mention when I think I was scared. One of them, I was scared to hell because I thought like it's going to affect me, affect us, and affect my other friends too. And I was like, no, I bust out of tears, and I was like, the question is for myself is it worth fighting for? And I said yes.
Yeah.
And it's important to people like us to just keep fighting in a way that we are there for each other so we can build up and not cut Medicaid.
Well, I thought it was cool that we get to talk to the news about it. Because we get to explain why our lives are important. And the fact that we talked about that was cool. The bad part of it is when I saw Jimmy cry and he said I was scared as hell. I'll try to comfort him in that interview. Hopefully he doesn't actually break down. He did like a slight break, but not like a full-on break.
That was good.
And I didn't want him to feel that way.
Well, it is it's important to both of you, and it can be emotional, right?
Yeah.
These are your lives and millions of other people's lives at stake. So thank you for speaking up and for advocating on behalf of your lives, but also many other people. So you still we still aren't done talking about all the things that you've done. So you also were on the BBC and interviewed the BBC interviewed you about TikTok filters
Yeah,
that made
yeah.
fun of people with Down syndrome. I had to look this up, Audrey and Jeremy. I could not believe that this was even a thing. How did this make you feel, and what do you want people to know about it?
So for starters, I also had to look it up too. Because I didn't really see any evidence
Mm-hmm.
of people using AI filters just to look like me or visual me. And so I had to look that up on TikTok. It showed, so one of the videos I saw is a person is describing and explaining what a 16-year-old girl does. And apparently that she uses the AI filters so like people can like give them money and stuff like that. And we don't want to feel like we're discriminated because of those filters that kind of make us not great people, but we're
Right.
awesome people. And we don't want people to think that having a disability is cool, but it's unique and it's us. So I think using AI filters like that kind of makes us feel bad.
Yeah. The what we did with BBC was really interesting and really sad. But the main goal is they don't need to make fun of us with people like us because it's going to hurt us even more. And using that, it's going to affect who we are. But look at us now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you again for speaking out about that, because that is just, wow, unbelievable that someone would do that. And there's a lot of things to be upset about,
Yeah.
in this world.
Right thing to do.
Yes. But we appreciate your advocacy there. So on your podcast, you've had big names like Allison Stoner reach out. Tell me about that. What does that mean to you, and how do you choose who to talk to on your podcast?
Well, For starters, I love talking to Allison and her story. I thought that was huge. The best thing to fuel that is just to see people who want to join our podcast, but if they want to be a world changer like me and Jeremy, they're going to have to talk to our producer if they want to go on the show.
Yes, it was a cool experience with Allison. Big names, like big name you mentioned with Allison, they are really cool, and just using Allison to be part of the podcast, and it's really is a true statement that we had Allison on our podcast, and it was really cool to see. We have big names. I was really, really excited to see Allison because I was a huge fan of they. I was when I was a little kid, I keep watching Allison's shows, and I was like, wow, he's like, now they are really cool. And if somebody like when I mentioned about world changers and absolutely talked, who we talked to, always talk to our producer.
That's right. Okay, so if you're listening and you want to be on Audrey and Jeremy's podcast, then, gotta talk to the producer. So
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So another really amazing thing that happened was you were on the Jumbotron in Times Square, New York City, for the NDSS Buddy Walk in New York. What was that moment like for you?
Was really cool, honestly, because being part of the Jumbotron Times Square was really cool, very magical. I had a moment with myself, like, wow, I can't see, but I cannot believe we made it this far, because seeing ourselves up there is I was very shocked, because I was not nervous to see that, because I was so impressed how we do it as a team, and just being part of it is really cool. See, like, I had I had a good moment with myself, and seeing that was like, you know what, this is who I am. This is who we are, and this is what the podcast is about. And they need to talk to it like us, because they need to speak up.
My answer would be, when I saw myself on that Jumbotron, I thought I was like the next level of cool. I'm
Nice.
like, I've been looking up to you since I was a little girl. Look at me now.
That's
I'm
right.
Queen of New York. What's going to happen next?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, exactly. What is going to happen next?
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad that you're putting the podcast out there into the world. I've been catching, your video clips on Instagram, and they're fantastic. How do you use your podcast to teach people about inclusion and respect for people with disabilities?
That's a good question, because we educate them, our guests, or show that everyone brings value to the table, because we use the podcast and want them to listen, because we are cool people to talk to.
Yeah, we're really cool.
We're very cool people, and I want to use our podcast to educate them, and I want them to learn how everyone brings value to the table, because they had as a team, we love using our podcast and using our voice and use our own advocate work.
I thought it was something cool for our podcast. Like, if somebody's going through a time and they can't find the light and they want to listen to something, I would definitely recommend listening to our podcast and enter the big, beautiful light.
All right. All right. I just spoke with some people yesterday at Georgia State University. I'm going to give a shout out to the Ideal program at Georgia State, and the students in this program are creatives, and so they want to be podcasters and YouTubers and content creators. And so I'm definitely going to make sure they know about your podcast, and anyone who wants to, I guess, be encouraged to keep going and do what you love, because you are all both shining examples of that. You are doing what you love and advocating and sharing about inclusion on your podcast. So thank you for what you do.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about schools. What do you
Yeah.
think schools can learn from your advocacy work? Like what you've been doing in DC and on TV.
Inclusion is important for everyone. We hope to learn about abilities within disabilities, because it's important to have inclusion for everyone, because in schools, like, we have kids, teachers, staff, they can listen to the podcast and say, we have a good team with us, because we just have schools are very important to kids, because they will have a good education and keep finding who they really are as a person. So I think as a kid with or without a disability will with the kid with disability will go to school and educate what they want to become. So it's important to people like us to find what they want. So that's why I'm here.
I hope schools. So we went to a school. We went to a good elementary school, and we talked to students about ableism. We help educate people, like kids and staff members and teachers, that if you see somebody with a disability, they should say, like, to his spirits, to say, oh, you have a disability. That's so cool. I have a friend who also has a disability, and I get what you're going through. I have a sibling
Mm-hmm.
who has a disability. I understand what you guys are going through. I thought that was cool for schools to learn that, no, like, dissing the ability and assuming that they can't do something, but in reality, it's something that I think every kid should know for the future, since those kids are the next generation. When they have a person like a disability like we have, they should know that we are cool because we're human. And us being humans means that we're appreciated, and a workmen feel included in like what they do. For like schools, it would be like clubs, like introducing them to clubs, feel like they're comfortable, and make sure those kids can understand a situation in the classroom. Or if they have trouble learning and they can't keep up with the class, they can have their extra special time to have that with the teacher, so they can help with the education things that their disability affects them with, makes them feel that they're comfortable and safe in a safe, healthy community. And that's basically it, basically.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And what I'm also hearing is that you go around and speak to schools, elementary and other schools. So yeah, if you're listening and you're like, I got to get Audrey and Jeremy to my school to to talk with students, I think that would be a great opportunity. These are some fantastic people to bring to your school system. So, you know, the topics you're talking about, like Medicaid, ableism, these are really tough. These are really tough issues. So how do you stay confident and keep going when you're speaking out about these tough issues?
We have a really good team that helps us when one of us is crying. We all come in and make sure they're comfortable and they're safe. Like, well, me and Jimmy, basically. Like, for example, Medicaid is a big word.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy cried about that.
I did.
He had like,
I totally did.
there was like 3 people that wanted to make sure that he was okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
No.
one of them was me. And I was in the podcast with them. So I was reaching my hand out like this. I'm making sure that he is like, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I'm the kind of person that likes to show my soft side. Like, I love showing my soft side. It's my favorite. When somebody's crying or down like Jimmy in the podcast, I make sure that he is like a great positivity guy.
Yeah.
Make sure he still has that positive energy through those dark times. Or if I'm the person that's like teary-eyed or something, I don't really show that often. I'll have this guy to help me. And then the rest,
Yeah, you got each other. You got each other.
Yeah, we
That's
got
awesome.
each other. Yeah, I was crying because I was when I mentioned I was scared to help because I was Medicaid is a big word for me because it's I don't should we still like should we able to still fight for it? And I said yes, we could still fight for it. And it's really cool how we have a good team. We had great moms and we had a good team. I'm gonna shout out to Julie Reister, Carolina.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm a great guy, and we'll see what it takes me.
You are a great guy. You're both
Thank you.
fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, you are.
Thank you.
Yes.
I knew that
Yes.
one.
We need to encourage each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We need that positivity. We need that love to come around, and everyone listening, you're awesome. Thank you for being here and listening and watching with us. We really appreciate it. I am wondering what is next for both of you, Audrey and Jeremy. Are there any goals, dreams that you're working on that you'd like to share?
Yes, we have 3.
Okay.
I'm most viewers.
yep.
Definitely a lot of views.
All right.
We would love to have some guests, some
Okay.
like big name guests, and hopefully sponsorships.
Oh, yes.
Lots of sponsorships.
Yes,
All right. All right.
that would be really cool.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Jeremy, did you have anything to add?
Yes. Of course, getting views and everyone has to bring value, and yeah, is getting more sponsorship and get more viewers and get more guests to keep us running and get the pump up and get excited because we're gonna get new guests and new stories. So
Yeah.
that'd be really cool.
Well,
So-
there's
Remember
never,
before.
Yeah.
we'll never run out of stories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is great. So hopefully you'll get some more viewers and more people find out about you through this episode and want to be guests on your podcast. And then, yes, please, if anyone's interested in sponsoring Audrey and Jeremy, please reach out, and we'll
Yeah.
connect you.
Yay.
And see, so how long have you been doing the podcast, Audrey and Jeremy?
Well, it kind of feels like a year, but we started around the beginning of January.
Yeah.
So almost a year. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've been doing this podcast for 13 years. Okay, long time for Think Inclusive. And so if I can give you one piece of advice is just keep going. Don't
Thank
stop.
you.
Don't stop. Don't stop. There was a lot of many times where I've wanted to stop because I was too tired or because I didn't think anyone was watching or listening. And I just didn't think that my work mattered. But after so many years doing this and hearing people say, oh, yeah, I was listening to an episode from like 5 years ago and it was so great and it helped me with this. And so I just want to encourage you from one podcaster to another, to others. Just keep going and keep doing the good work. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Anything else you wanted to talk about before we get to the mystery question?
I want to know what the mystery question is.
Yeah.
Okay. We've covered a lot in this episode, from Audrey and Jeremy's journey as childhood friends turned podcast co-hosts, to their powerful advocacy work in Washington, their experiences with ableism in schools, and their mission to educate others about inclusion and respect for people with disabilities. Their stories are a testament to resilience, friendship, and the power of speaking up. Now it's time to switch gears and have a little fun. It's time for the mystery question. Okay, all right, here we go. Mystery question. Let's get it going here. Did we do a mystery question last time?
I have no idea.
I tried to do it with everyone, so I'm assuming that we did.
Yeah.
But just in case you, as a refresher, the mystery question is a random question that I select from a list. Sometimes I have my daughter write them. Sometimes it's my daughter is out. She is ran out of questions, so I have to go here. Okay. So, okay. And the mystery question is, what is a game that you are really good at?
Okay. My
What's a
favorite
game?
game that I love to play is Block Blast.
Block Blast?
Yes.
Is it like an
It's-
iPhone game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really good IQ game.
Okay.
It's basically you trying to match the colors and make multiple matches as possible with blocks. It's really fun.
Block Blast. Okay.
It's actually really addicting. So if you go on it and get the app, take a little break from it and then come back and do it. That's what I have to do.
Because it's too addicting, because you'll be playing it all day, every night. Okay. I'll have to try that. I've never heard of Block Blast. Okay. What about you, Jeremy?
Well, what game that I'm really good at?
Yeah.
There's also an iPhone game that I really like. It's called Q Surf. You should get the app because it's really cool.
It's called it's Q Surf.
It's called True Surf.
True Surf. It's something that me and Jimmy both play together.
Yeah, and it's a really cool game.
Okay.
I am a really cool surfer. The only reason I
So
play
you
that,
surf. Okay, so you surf in the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
Do you do tricks and stuff?
yes,
Okay, kind of like I used to play this game back in the day called Tony Hawk. It's a
yes. Oh
skateboarding
my
game.
god, yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I used to. My brother and I used to meet Tony Hawk.
Did you've met Tony Hawk?
Yes,
What?
is that crazy?
Come on now.
You are crazy.
I was like a teenager back in the day.
Oh, back when you were teenagers. Okay.
Yeah.
So long ago.
Oh, man.
That was long ago for me. Not so
Yeah.
much for you, but that's okay. Okay, what game am I really good at? Well, okay, you know, a game, since we're talking about iPhone games, a game that I just recently like downloaded again on my phone is Tetris. You know Tetris?
Yeah.
It's a block.
yeah.
It's a block game, and so yeah, you have to like. There's blocks of different shapes, and then you're on a timer, and you have to go and you
Yeah.
fit them into the blocks,
Yeah,
and then if you
yeah.
and then you get points based on how many block lines you complete and stuff, and it's got the music and everything. And so I've recently started playing that, and I'm pretty good at that. I feel like I used to play Tetris like in the arcade, right? Like when it was just an
Yeah.
arcade game, you know,
Yeah.
and we didn't have any phones and stuff, and I would like spend quarters on that. And so that's what I would used to play.
No, honestly, that's kind of like Blood Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
just, yeah, it's kind of like Blood Blast on your phone.
Okay,
but
so it's very similar.
Yeah,
very
it's
similar.
very similar.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
instead of the blocks dropping,
Uh-huh.
you get to drag and select what blocks you want from the bottom.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a Tetris like game.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
colorful blocks, and you're trying to match them together and complete the whole thing.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone's listening can download all three of those games and then decide which one they like the best. So, all right. Thank you so much for playing with the mystery question, Audrey and Jeremy. Thank you so much for being on the Think Inclusive podcast. Really appreciate all the work that you're doing with your advocacy and your podcast. Best of luck, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Audrey and Jeremy. Here's what I'm taking with me. Audrey and Jeremy reminded us that inclusion is not just a concept. It's a lived experience. From early days as childhood friends to becoming podcast hosts and national advocates, their journey is a powerful example of what happens when people with disabilities are given the opportunity to lead, speak up, and be seen. Their stories of navigating school, standing up to ableism, and speaking truth to power in Washington, D.C. show us that advocacy starts with believing in yourself and never giving up. One practical step for educators: start by believing that every student belongs in your classroom. Audrey and Jeremy made it clear: when teachers presume competence, offer accommodations, and create space for students to be themselves, it changes lives. Inclusion begins with mindset and grows through action. Share this episode with a colleague who's building inclusive schools. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and follow Think Inclusive wherever you get your podcasts. Shout out to Audrey and Jeremy's incredible production team. Thanks so much for your input and collaboration. If you have thoughts and opinions about the podcast, I'd love to hear about them. You can always email me at tviegas@mcie.org. Now, let's roll the credits. Think Inclusive is brought to you by me, Tim Viegas. I write, edit, mix, master. I basically wear all the podcast hats and baseball caps. This show is a proud production of the Maryland Coalition for Inclusive Education, scheduling and extra production help from Jill Wagoner. Our original music is by Miles Kredich, with extra vibes from Melody. Big thanks to our sponsor, IXL. Visit ixl.com/inclusive. Fun fact: I'm headed to Maryland next week to visit some of our district partners to do some filming and document the work that is happening to build schools where every learner belongs. Most likely, I'll be producing next week's episode on the road, which is not my favorite, but stay tuned for what that looks like and sounds like. Have suggestions on where I should go while I'm on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. I'd love to know about it. Email me at tviegas@mcie.org. I read every single message. And if you've made it this far, you're officially part of the Think Inclusive Inclusion crew. Want to help us keep moving the needle forward for inclusion? Head to mcie.org and click the donate button. Give $5, $10, $20. It helps us keep partnering with schools and districts to move inclusive practices forward and support educators doing the work. Find us on the socials almost everywhere at Think Inclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and remember, inclusion always works. From MCIE.
Podcast rule. Welcome in.